What is going on, ladies and gentlemen? Welcome back to Beyond the 90. We've got a very special guest for you today. Somebody that, again, I bet one of the brilliant things about Twitter, we managed to meet all the international foxes. We've got Joaquin from which country? Bolivia, I believe. Bolivia and Argentina.
Yeah, Bolivia. I say Bolivia.
Oh, fantastic. No problem. Oh, well, great to have you on again. It must be incredible. I just want to hear how you first started supporting Leicester City.
Yeah, okay. I start to support Leicester City in the season that we won the title in 2015, and I remember that I know about Leicester when Cambiasso sings for Leicester. And later I start to read about articles about Leicester, about Ulloa, about Riyad Mahrez, about um, Cambiaso, and in 2015, all the people start to talk about Leicester because we are the sensation in this time. Um, and I only say, yeah, this is my team. I really love Leicester, and I fell in love with the team. And later, we have the Champions League, and we had a lot of good seasons. And from a time to here, I have watched all the matches from the team, from the development squad, from the women's squad. And yeah, I really love Leicester and all that it involves.
That's fantastic to hear. Now, really, really good to hear. And it's just something you said as well. Following the under 23s and the women's is something that even a lot of Leicester fans don't do, and it's something that's just come about recently. I know you've mentioned before you've looked at players like I think on your timeline. I'll try and leave them in the description for other people to read as well. Long posts about one recently you put up about Braybrooke and which I managed to find and go, wow, that's amazing. But how do you find out about these things, and how do you manage to watch the matches and follow them? Because that's some insight that even a lot of Leicester fans don't know.
Yeah, yeah. About Sammy Braybrooke, yeah, I really love to see the squad development, and Sammy is fantastic. Sammy is first he is so small, but he have a huge talent. He is so exciting player. One of the best youngest midfielders that I've seen in my life, and I really love to scout youngest talent. And I usually talk about youngest players, and Sammy and Wakeling are my favorite players. And about Jake Wakeling, there's a lot of information in a website like FBRF or others, and it was really good to tweet about him because there's a lot of people that they don't know him, and he's a youngest player from the Three Lions. Yeah, he's in the England squad, and
Mhm.
he's really good. Yeah, it's fantastic, and the people have to know about Sammy Braybrooke.
Yeah, I mean it's great that you said that as well because I didn't. I knew of him just from the names, but again, with your analysis and your look into it was fantastic. Is there anybody else that you would say from the under 23s or any work or anybody else that you would shout? Because again, the squad is kind of young and they are getting there, but there's some definite talents within the under 23s.
Yeah, there's a lot of talent. Yeah, and I really love Vontae Daley-Campbell. Yeah,
Hmm.
I I have written to about him recently, and yeah, I think that there's a good management. That we have a new training center, and all this helps to the team to have a great development squad and a lot of players that is ready for the big level. And I really love to talk about him.
Hmm. Yeah, again, I'll leave the links to Daily Campbell and Braybrooke in the description as well. And obviously, one more you've just done recently, or obviously our new site, our latest signing or latest loan signing in Lookman. I know you were looking into him as well. And what do you think about obviously the Lookman? But then we'll go on to some of the other people that we were looking at that we signed as well. But what do you think of Lookman? What he can bring this season to the Leicester team?
Oh yeah, when the rumor about Lookman starts, I really doesn't like the Lookman because he came from a relegated team, and
Mhm.
I have no I hasn't had a lot of confidence in Lookman, but now I really support and I have a lot of trust in Ademola. He is one of the best players in Fulham the last season, and I think that he could do great in Leicester. And I trust in Brendan works, and he remembers me something in Harvey Barnes. I think that he's best in the
Mhm.
left wing than in the right wing, but I support Ademola Lookman, and uh, I hope that he is playing great in Leicester.
Yeah, we will have to see as the season goes on. But again, he's in the right place, and there's something that you really care about as well is the development of obviously players and stuff like that. So obviously, with that, you mentioning some players just off camera, about Brendan Rodgers, and how he can get the best out of the manager, but getting the best out of these young players. But what are your thoughts? I want to say in general about Brendan Rodgers.
Yeah, I think that Brandon Rogers is the best manager that we can have, and I hope that he's with us a lot of years. I really love his work, and I think that he trusts so much in the youngest talent, like Luke Thomas. He like Harvey Barnes, like Madison. All these players have a great level thanks to Leicester, thanks to Brendan. And I think that Brendan is fantastic. I know a lot of people that really love Leicester, and they love Brendan works. I think that Brendan is a great manager for every team in the Premier. I think that he could manage a team like Manchester City or Manchester United if he wants. But he's with us, and we have to appreciate that all the he done.
Yeah, he's done again. He's done a lot, and obviously last season, just missing out on the Champions League, but winning the FA Cup. I don't know if you managed to watch that. How what was your experience like that watching the FA Cup final and following Leicester City last year, especially?
Yeah, yeah, the FA Cup finally was exciting. I remember that I was screaming in my house. I was jumping. I was so euphoric in my house. Yeah, and I remember my fathers were seeing me, and they say, "Son, stop to cry, please. It's only a team. It's only football." But they don't understand what Leicester is for me.
Yeah, do you know we have a load of fans from again all over the world, especially the Greek foxes. What I always like to shout out, Hellenic foxes, fantastic people, and they're just obsessed. And it's something that football you fall in love with. But it's for me, it's so strange that people like yourself managed to find Leicester. So even coming on to some players that you were mentioning just at the beginning, people like Leonardo Ajoa. I know you're a big fan of his as well, and you were saying Leonardo Ajoa and Cambiasso as well, two players that we mentioned from Argentina as well. So just wanted to get your thoughts on both of them as well, obviously when they joined.
Yeah, I think that Leolio and Cambiaso was fantastic, especially Leolio. I really love Leolio. Yeah, and they are legends for Leicester, and I think
Mhm.
that they help a lot to a lot of Argentinians like Leicester. And there's a lot of experience histories about they, and I have a little bit of contact with Leolio, but there's so little. Yeah, that's not much. Yeah, and I think that next, I expect that next we could have an Argentinian player or a Latin American player in Leicester, because there's a lot of good players in the Premier League that came from Argentina, like Aguero, obviously, and others like Fede Fernandez. I really love Fede Fernandez.
Yeah, again, there's been a few over the years. Over Di Maria of recent as well. Falcao played in for Manchester. Both of them played for Manchester United. So there is a few. There is a lot of players from Latin America that tend to do very well in Europe, especially. But is there anybody? I was going to say, yeah, it will happen eventually. We want to see everybody from a supporter of each group representing Leicester from wherever you are in the world. However, we'll get there. And one thing I want to come on to a little bit as well is that you following Leicester City Women now as well. How has that experience been watching Leicester City Women?
Yeah, Leicester City Women. I think that it's great to have a woman squad in Leicester. I think that they are starting to catch the attention from the people, and there's a lot of good players in the women's squad, like Natasha Flint. I think that he's our best player.
Mm-hmm.
Yeah, it's wonderful. Yeah.
Yeah, that's good to hear. Good to hear. But yeah, especially coming from Latin America, supporting something you were telling me just off camera as well. How is it? How is it trying to follow Leicester City? Obviously, we've got the access being near here, and being able to see it on TV for the most part as well. So you were saying as well a bit off camera how hard it is to try and follow where you in Latin America, especially a team like Leicester.
Yeah, it's hard. It's hard to follow Leicester, and it's hard to follow any team that is not included in the Big Six. But we do all the best that we can, and yeah, I try to buy a shirt, try to buy a poster, but I don't find them in Latin America. And to buy from England, and recently with the COVID, it's so hard. It's so hard, and they have a huge price, and it's difficult. And I really think that it's sad to don't have a lot of information or a shirt from Leicester here. Yeah.
We would hopefully, again, if this goes out into the atmosphere, the world, that potentially something can happen, or if we can help in any way, we'll let you know, because we would love to send you a share or something, because it is hard to get them. But first of all, one thing I want to say as well, obviously with the training ground and things like that as well, helping the development. Obviously, that's a good thing. But one thing I want to do, potentially in the future, would you ever consider trying to come to Leicester and try and watch the game as well?
Yeah, in the future, I really love to see a Leicester game. I love to see the training center, and yeah, it's a dream. It will be fantastic for me. Yeah, I really love to stay in England. I really love Leicester. I learn about King Power and all the history behind all growing like a team,
Mm-hmm.
and I really love to see it. And even if it's for TV, and even if I am a lot of kilometers from Leicester, I dream with Leicester. I have a obsession. Yeah.
That's great to hear. Great to hear. Again, hopefully something can happen and we can finally get you over here one way or another. We've got a few fans that would love, especially with COVID, it makes it even harder. And one thing as well, I was going to ask you as well, who's your favorite player, or who's your favorite player to watch when watching Leicester City at the moment?
Oh, yeah, that's difficult to choose one. Yeah, but I will say I will say Johnny Evans. I really love Johnny Evans. I think that he is our best defender, and I was watching him, and I really miss him now. Like
Mhm.
when he's he and Fofana, yet they are our best defenders. Soyuncu is great, but he is so lonely. Yeah, and Vestergaard is so new. Yeah.
Mhm.
Um, yeah, I think that Johnny Evans is my favorite player, and the player that I think that we need more.
Yeah, I think so, and hopefully he gets over this injury, but it's going to be a long-term thing, so we'll have to see how he progresses with the rest of the season, because it's going to be a hard one. And going back, apart from this team, is there anybody that you were mentioning? Obviously, Cambiasso and Joao before. Is there anybody else that you were that in the past that you've watched that you were a fan of?
Yeah, in the past, I love Cambiasso Ulloa. I love Wes Morgan. I really love Wes Morgan. Yeah, I really love Richie Delight. He won the
Mhm.
Premier and the Championship in the same year. Yes, that's amazing. But I will say, I think that my favorite player that I ever seen in Leicester is Andy King. Yeah, and I really love him. He was with us since League One, and he's great, and I really love Andy King, and I hope that he is good in Bristol. Yeah,
Yeah. Again, there's kind of assembling. I think him, Matty James, and Danny Simpson all at
yeah,
Bristol as well, Bristol City. So,
yeah,
with Pearson in charge as well, so even more Leicester connections there as well.
yeah. It's a mini Leicester. Yeah,
Yes, so mini Leicester at the moment. But again, Joaquin, it's been fantastic talking to you, my friend. Thank you so much. Before we finish, obviously, um, what do you think about the future for some of the signings? Obviously, we've got two players that are looking, well, a lot of players that are looking to be developed. Two of them in the first team that we've got in, Patson Daka being one of them. So, what do you think the future is like for him for Leicester City?
Oh, about Patson. Yeah, I really love Patson. He do great. He did great in Salzburg, and he is an exciting talent. I think that he could be so good like Erling Haaland, and I think that he have a big future and is one of the best signing that we could do. I think that he will be one of the best strikers in the world, and we have so
Wow.
lucky to have see him in the team. Yeah.
Yeah. I think so. I think so too. And again, I'm so excited for him. And another one, obviously, Samore as well. Obviously, he was linked with a lot of big clubs as well, but he can't manage to come to Leicester. How do you
Yeah.
think? How far do you think he can go as well with Leicester City?
Oh, yeah. I think that he could score a lot of goals. I think I was sad the last day when he scores his first goal, and the VAR was so strange in this goal. But I think that he will grow a lot with us and with Brendan. He will be. He will be the next Bardi, or even if he could, he will be better. But
Yeah,
I think that we had to work to renew him and Tielemans and every player that we could.
yeah, yeah, definitely. And just again, a little bit on Samore that we've just signed as well. So, what do you think of him and how he can play for Leicester City?
Oh, about Murray, yeah. I think that he's a great technique. I think that he is best player that we could imagine. And I think that he could be a good replacement for Ndidi or for Tielemans because he had a great football in his boots. And he's so good. He will be a great player in the future. He will be an international player with France. I am sure for this. And
Mhm.
he has a great dribbling, and I think that he could be one of the best players in the Premier League in the future.
Yeah, I'm really hoping so as well. But yeah, thank you again. Just want to say, Joaquin, thank you so much for joining us. Again, I'll leave the link in the description down below to all of your tweets about Braybrooke, and
Oh, thanks.
that would be really. I really want to make people see that and appreciate that. But where can the people find you as well?
Yeah, yeah. Recently, I read a tweet about possibly replacement from Juliet Maris, but it has not all the support that I could think. Yeah, but it's great to have the support from a lot of people in Twitter, and I think that my work could help to a lot of people to solve his doubts. Yeah.
Yeah, I think so too. And I think again, the work you're doing is fantastic, and look, reading a lot of your stuff is amazing. So again, I'll make sure to link a lot of the stuff down there. Again, Jackie, make sure to send me the stuff so I can put the links for specific articles, specific people as well. But I just want to say thank you for coming on once again. It's been a pleasure.
Okay, it's a pleasure for me, and thanks for the opportunity, and it's great to stay here.
Fantastic. Yeah. Thank you everybody for watching as well. If you've made it this far, make sure to leave a like on the video, subscribe, all that good stuff. And we'll see everybody in the next video. So goodbye.